Hey y'all, this Sweet Life, and I'm with Sisters with a Plan.
Yeah. What's
So,
up?
so basically, we're going to talk about anxiety today. I know it's not talked about in the black neighborhood, but it's something that we need to talk about.
For me, I'm never anxious.
You're never
Never.
anxious?
I'm never anxious.
Oh, sure,
Mm-mm,
she's never
mm-mm.
anxious. So, what do you call it?
I call it panicking.
Panicking? That's
Mm-hmm.
another word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my psychiatrist said it's called anxiety
It's
attacks.
called panic attacks.
Whatever you call it, you know that feeling that you have is like an uproar inside your body, and you just can't do anything but pretty much breathe really shallow and hyperventilate, and you can't stop yourself from just, yeah. Guess what, guys? It's not acting.
I can't.
Yes. Nobody's being extra here.
Yes. Yeah.
Nobody's being
You
extra. This is
cannot.
real. This
It's
is
that
real.
feeling that you just can't do anything and you want to just run away and stay and put up with it. You want to grab it. You want to yell. You want to hold yourself. You want to cry. You mad, you're happy, you're sad, you're just all confused inside, and your body feels like it's tightening up on you, and your air feels like it's leaving you. It's anxiety or panic. You are panicking for whatever the situation is or whatever you're thinking about. And I was just speaking here to Speaks Life, letting her know that I used to suffer with anxiety badly whenever I used to get angry. So what I would do is I would bend over, touch my toes, put my head between my knees, and kind of like breathe. Just breathe deeply until I would calm down.
Now, what's the why do we have anxiety or panic attacks? Where does that come from? And is this something new? It seems like our mothers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our four grandparents, they didn't have anxiety. I've never heard of my grandma having
I
anxiety.
never know my grandmother, my mother, no doing about it.
So
If
is
they
something
did
wrong with
have
me?
it, they didn't let me know.
Is
But
something wrong with me?
no, because that means something would be wrong with me because I had
Or
them.
is something wrong with us?
Yeah, something might be wrong with us. But you know what? Hey, something's wrong with everybody. But you know what? It's the perfect person who's not perfect.
Right, right. Well, I want to talk about it because nobody else talks about this. Nobody, it's we've gone crazy, or we're just being extra, or we just want attention. But this is real. This is real. Mental health is very important.
Yes, it is.
Very important.
And you know what can cause anxiety is when you're not expressing yourself, or when you're unable to express yourself in a manner in which you feel comfortable. Like me, I don't like to curse. So if I'm being cursed at, I don't want to have to curse you back. So I'm just like kind of like holding it in. And at some point, it boils up inside of me, and I just want to attack. And instead of me just being verbal about it, I will start to just start exploding within myself. But that's not healthy for me because at some point I feel like I could just die from having an anxiety attack because I'm going to run out of air eventually.
Right, and that's a bad feeling to have. And you know what? I didn't know what anxiety was until I had to do some research for myself, until I actually talked to some mental health people. And what Speech Life is going to do for y'all is I actually check in with the outpatient mental institution on Monday. I have a treat for y'all. That just because I'm going to a mental institution doesn't mean I'm crazy. Doesn't mean that anything is wrong with me. It means that I'm taking care of my mental health. And what I want all of our sisters and brothers to understand is mental health is very important. Mental health is very important.
Yes, it really is. I mean, it doesn't mean you're crazy. We all have mental things going on with us on a daily basis. We could be mentally destroyed with finances, emotions, family, lack of friendship, responsibilities. We don't want the responsibility. All of these are mental things that are going on within us. Your job can have a mental impact on you. So, you know, when we say mental, it doesn't mean crazy. It doesn't mean psychotic or anything. It just means that your mind is not capable of accepting some of the things that you're going through in life.
And let's be real about it. We're going to talk about it. There's a lot of undercover things happening in the black community. And I am here to speak out about it. Speaks Life is here to speak out of it so we can have an abundant life. Okay,
yes,
that's what we're
and
doing.
We gotta let our people know it's okay to look for help. It's okay to be needy. It's okay to uplift yourself. It's okay to listen to somebody who you deem is better than you, because we're good, but we don't think we're better than you. I'm just like you. Maybe not in the exact way as you, but in ways that we can identify with each other on the things that we are going through. Because I may not be going through it, I may know someone who's going through it. And we need to bring that out, because that's the only way that we are going to rise.
And what's not okay is for us to condemn our brothers and sisters for seeking help. What is not okay is for us to continue to have those same bad spirits and experiences and put them onto our kids because we decided that we didn't want to take responsibility for our mental health.
Exactly. And that's what we need to do today, because we don't want to voice it. If you got to lay on the couch to let it out, that's what you do. If you got to sit in a group to let it out, that's what you do. If you just got to call up your friend in the middle of the night, because my phone is always on, call me up and tell me what's going on.
Mine is too.
Because we will listen.
We will. We are here.
We listen to you. I want to hear what's going on, because I may not have the perfect solution, but maybe I know somebody who did go through it and did solve that problem.
Right, and sometimes it's not even about medication. It's about processing things. Such things as rape. In the black community, what happens when a person get raped? We sweep it up under the rug.
We go through it all the time, and we act like it's nothing. And not even to say that we blame ourselves, because a lot of times we don't blame ourselves, but we hide it because we're embarrassed by it.
And we don't know what to do. We can't talk to our parents. We can't talk to anybody else in our family, or we're trying to seek attention, or we just can't handle it like they did. Well, you know what? That's why
I'm not handling it anymore. I've been through it, and I'm going to put it out there. And I'm going to let you know that you have to deal with it. You got to be strong. I'm a strong woman, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't even be able to stand here and say this today. That I've been through it, not once, but twice. And I dealt with it, and these bugs is killing me.
Yes.
And I've dealt with it with your finger all up in the camera.
I was going to cut that part out. And see, we let you know we're not perfect. We are not perfect.
Not at all. But I've been through it. I've dealt with it. I handled it. I mean, it took a long time. I mean, I didn't break down from it. It made me stronger. It made me more forceful against men. And I won't cater to them like I feel like I really should be a little more lenient with them, but I'm not. I have zero tolerance for them because of what I went through.
Right.
But hey, don't get it wrong. I still love my black brothers.
Okay. Then just like my sister just said, it didn't break her down, but guess what? It happened to me when I was around, for a couple of years. 7 years old was the last time I remember it happening. Now I'm 31 years old, and I'm just now starting to have panic attacks. This has to be talked about. This has to stop. We have to find a solution, my brothers and sisters. And if we don't talk about it, we don't expose it, it will continue to go.
Exactly. And we need to let it be known, because there are other people in the family or in friendships that can go through it because you choose to ignore it.
And if you get this on, guess what? You ain't meant to be there in the first place.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you a little secret. You could pick your family. Don't believe them, because you pick your husband. You picked your husband, and he is your family.
Okay.
You pick your friends, but those relatives of yours, they're just related. That's
okay.
It. They don't have to be your family as you know it. They are your relatives. They're not your family.
And it starts with self-love. If you don't decide to love you, if you decide to value them over yourself, then you will eventually break down. I'm sorry to tell you, but you will eventually break down.
And trust
Take
me,
care of yourself.
I love having a family. The bigger, the better.
Yes.
But if we're not getting along, guess what? Goodbye.
for your sanity, for your love, for your hope.
And my safety.
Okay?
And my children's safety. And their children's safety.
Okay, let's break this cycle.
On and so on. I'm all for it. Cycle broken.
Amen.